Today I'm sharing the stockpile secret that could save your life, but apparently a lot of people don't know about this. So just a few days ago, I shared my food storage, my prepper stockpile, whatever you want to call it. I showed what I have stocked up at my house personally for my family. And of course, it was one of the biggest videos I did, but it was very interesting to read some of the comments. So I will tell you, it appears that the YouTube audience is slightly smarter than the Facebook audience. Sorry, Facebook, I don't think you guys have it together yet. You need to get it together. But I got more comments on this on Facebook than I did YouTube. And I just wanted to share a few of those comments. You still eat expired food. I think most of it will be wasted before you ever use it. How do you handle the expiration dates on shortening, peanut butter, mayonnaise, jelly, etc.? I have stuff that is expired and won't throw it out, but my husband won't eat it. So that was about it on YouTube. But on Facebook, oh my goodness, I did not even have a fraction of the views that I had on YouTube. Holy moly. Did I ever get some undies in a wad? Woo! Okay, so here's what I got on Facebook. Expiration dates come up fast. Then if you don't use it, throw it out. That's a lifetime supply of spices. I think you meant a 4-year supply of food, not 6 months is what she was saying. Please remember your expiration dates. What good does it do to buy products that you will not use before they've expired? If you're buying all those items at once, the expiration dates are going to be all the same, so you may end up throwing out a lot. If I were you, I would see how many items you have of the same expiration date, keep some, and then give some to your food bank. Isn't that nice of her to be telling me what I should do with my food that my husband and I earned the money for and spent that money on ourselves? Isn't that just nice of her to be letting me know how I should be spending my money doing that? You know who she voted for. That's way more than 4 people would need for 6 months. Cereals are not food. There's absolutely no nutrition inside. Half of that stuff I would never buy. Waste of money and space, sorry to say. Call it what you want, but it's hoarding at its finest. You honestly use all this food before it expires? I don't really understand because things get outdated so quickly. Then what do you do with the outdated supply? Just curious. Have fun with the bugs in all your baking products and mixes, and you're saving the wrong stuff. Okay, I could go on, but you guys get the drift. So apparently people were really upset with the fact that I bought so much food that it's just going to expire before we can use it. So apparently this is not a concept that a majority of the commenters on my Facebook post do not understand, but this stockpile secret could actually save your life. Are you ready? Are you sure? It's big. I'm telling you, you're going to want to know. You don't buy food that you don't eat. Don't buy food you're not going to eat. My goodness, this is not rocket science, people. I don't know what is wrong with some of you people, but you got to get it together. Listen, when you make a stockpile, the purpose of a stockpile is to stock the foods that you use and to use them regularly. We go 4 to 5 times a day down to our stockpile to get what we need for different meals or sauces or flour or sugar or whatever. Then I only have to grocery shop every 4 to 8 weeks. Usually it's closer to 6 to 8 weeks that I go grocery shopping. I do not go to the grocery store and shop very often. Now, if something special is on sale, I'll run in and pick up that special sale item, but I don't go and get a whole thing of groceries for the week. I keep my freezers and my refrigerator and my stockpile pantry filled, and then I just shop from what I already have on hand and I use it. My goodness, I cannot believe people can't understand this concept, but it comes up over and over and over again. As for all the cereal that I showed, I got cereal for 50 cents a box. I got like a 2-year supply of cereal. We eat about 2 boxes of cereal a week if all of us are eating cereal. As for the comments about cereal's nothing but a bunch of junk food, can you please tell me how Cheerios, which is oats, is any different than eating oatmeal. There is none, really. I mean, there might be slightly more fiber in oatmeal. You know what? I'm just going to look it up real quick and see how much fiber is in regular oatmeal versus Cheerios. Okay, so I looked it up, and the difference in fiber in Cheerios versus oatmeal is 3 grams of fiber. 1 in Cheerios, 3 in oatmeal. I'm sorry, eating 3 to 4 bowls of cereal a week, even if you eat that much a week, that is not that big of a deal that it's going to hurt you. For the 30 to 38 grams of fiber they say you're supposed to have a day, 1 bowl of Cheerios that is 3 grams of fiber less than oatmeal is not going to hurt you. As for the expiration dates, first of all, I did not buy all that food at once. I bought that food over 6 months. Secondly, I use the food every single day. I have my own grocery store in my house. No, it's not hoarding. It's called preparing for whatever could happen. I am at the end of the supply chain here in Wyoming. Blizzards, floods, just about anything could knock out delivery service to my town. I would be an absolutely irresponsible mother if I did not prepare for my family for emergencies. That is flat out being irresponsible when you do not prepare for emergencies and then you expect someone else or the government to take care of you and help you. Flat out irresponsible. Next, I only buy the foods that we eat and use. I'm not going and buying foods that we don't eat. I'm not buying foods that we don't use. I use all of those things on a regular basis. Okay, let's say I don't get something used by the expiration date. Cereal is good 1 to 2 years past the expiration date. Canned goods, beans, your vegetables, those fruits, those types of things will go 10 to 15 years past the best buy date on the can. The date on the can is not an expiration date. It is a best buy date. That is when it's the freshest. But I will tell you, I have eaten canned foods that are 8 to 10 years past the expiration date, which means it's been 10 to 12, 13 years since it was manufactured, and it tastes perfectly fine. And let me tell you, if the fecal matter hits the oscillation unit, that food could save your life. We had a story just the other day on our live stream about a lady who's in England, and her mom said if they wouldn't have eaten the canned foods during World War II, they would have starved. Yes, that could happen. So you need to stop being so persnickety. This food could actually save your life. Your flour will go 1 to 2 years past the best buy expiration date. Sugar will go for 5 to 10 years past the best buy expiration date. Spices will go 5 to 8 years past the expiration date. And by the way, I'm a cookbook author, so yes, I had a lot of spices, but we are using them all. And on those, my husband went and stocked up, and he didn't know that I had gone and stocked up, and he wanted to make sure he had his garlic powder. So that's all of Mike's garlic powder, which is fine. It's not that big of a deal. Your cereals, your oatmeals, your cream of wheat, your cream of rice, all of those will go 1 to 2 years past the expiration best buy date. Pancake mixes, cake mixes. Guys, people acted like my entire pantry was full of those things. They're not. I have a few of them because, frankly, I'm a cookbook author and I use them for my recipes for testing and stuff. But pancake mix we do use, but it's not like I had my entire pantry full of pancake mixes, cake mixes, processed foods. What do you think you're going to eat if the fecal matter hits the oscillation unit? You're going to eat the processed foods. Every single food you eat in the store is processed in some way. Even if you're going whole whatever, they still process the food. Meat, it gets cut up and processed. Frozen, it gets injected with preservatives or flavorings. Vegetables, they still have to wash them or they cut them up. They're still processed in some way. So these comments that we get about how we're only eating processed foods, I'm sorry, But if the fecal matter hits the oscillation unit, I'm going to be eating processed foods. You may be starving on your bean sprouts and your lettuce over there, and that's fine. But don't come whining to me when I have my processed food and we're actually surviving. People have got to get off their high horses and realize it is going to start getting to the point where it is going to be a matter of survival. Honestly, the amount of inflation that we have now, and with this new ridiculous, supposedly Inflation Reduction Act that has absolutely nothing to do with lowering inflation, all it's going to do is raise inflation. By the way, I'd like to know the 4% of people who said yes, they think that Inflation Reduction Act is actually going to save them money. I'd like to know what you're thinking, because I got news for you. It ain't going to be saving you money. I absolutely guarantee it. If the Republicans do not take control in November, and hopefully they will, and can stop it somehow, if that thing actually goes through, it is not going to be saving you money. I don't care what they said. It's an absolute farce. So, with the amount of inflation and with the amount of more inflation that they're getting ready to put on us, it is going to start getting to the point of surviving. And you are going to need those canned goods, and you are going to need to eat those canned goods. Meat will go a few years. I probably wouldn't go more than 5 to 6 years past the expiration best buy date on canned meats. If the cans are bulging, if they're dented, anything like that, I would not eat the food in there. You could probably get botulism because bacteria has now been able to be let in your canned goods. When they're bulging, that's the bacteria growing, expanding the can. I wouldn't eat food out of bulging cans or dented cans. If you happen to get some dented cans, you could probably eat those right away, but I wouldn't eat bulging cans at all, okay? That's how you know. So guys, eat the expired food. It's okay. Pastas will last 2 to 5 years past the expiration best buy date. Dried beans will last 10 years past the expiration best buy date. You will have to soak them more. If you have power, then you might be able to use a pressure cooker. But you can eat pretty much any food past the best buy / expiration date on the can, bag, or package. I have to say, it's getting to the point where people are going to have to start using their brains. It does concern me the amount of lack of common sense that a lot of people have when it comes to food storage, food preparation, stocking up, and having a reality check of where things are headed. That's part of the reason why we're putting out these prepping videos, to help people get prepared. But I am noticing that a lot of us that are prepared, and I know the majority of my viewers are prepared, we are just shaking our heads at some of the sheer stupidity of some of the people that are out there and some of the things they're doing and saying. And for me, it just proves 100% that evolution does not exist. If evolution did exist, I would say we're going backwards and not forward. But what can I say? Guys, you have to stop being afraid of expiration dates. You have to calm down. If you are a Christian and have given your life to Jesus Christ and know that the only way to heaven is through faith in Him, there are no works that can get you into heaven, nothing. No baptism, no being a good person, no working in your church, no doing good things for the elderly. Nothing can get you into heaven except for your faith and belief that Jesus died for your sins and rose again. If you are a Christian, you need to remember that God has promised to take care of you, and He will. So, for the person who said, what, are you announcing for them to come in and raid your house? Well, you know what? If they do, they're going to hear about Jesus all along the way, if that's what they choose to do. But you guys, as Christians, you need to have faith that God is going to take care of you. He promised to do that, and he will. If you don't have a Bible and would like one, we give them for free. We will not contact you by phone or coming to your door or anything. We just give free Bibles to people who want to read God's Word in a large print, easy to read form. We will give it to you for free because we feel that that is the number one thing you need to get you through anything, any crisis. All you need is Jesus, and He will take care of you and help you through. But you have to put your faith in Him and know that you're a sinner, that He died for you on the cross, rose again to pay for those sins. And if you just believe on Him and ask Him to be Lord of your life, He will take care of you. It is promised in the Bible. Please go watch this video next, and we will see you guys next time.